Good evening and welcome to the 2010 draft at Madison Square Garden in New York City, home of the Knicks and the Liberty. With the first pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select John Wall from the University of Kentucky.
As strong as that Kentucky program is, John Wall is the first Kentucky player ever selected #1 overall.
That's a surprise. Congratulations.
Yes, Stu, John Wall, well aware of the historical implications of him being chosen #1, said that he knew of John Lucas being picked #1 back in the day. John, congratulations. You look at the great lineage of Kentucky players throughout the years. What does it mean to be the first Kentucky player to ever be chosen #1 in the NBA draft?
It's a big honor. You know, they had a lot of guys like Ron Mercer, Derrick Anderson, Jamal Mashburn to play there, and be the first player from Kentucky to be #1 means a lot.
You're going to a team in the Washington Wizards that last year went through a very tumultuous, very turbulent time. How do you move forward into a situation like that?
Basically, like going into Kentucky, you know, we had a new coaching staff, a new group of guys coming in with some returning guys, and basically just trying to build together and become like brothers, you know, work hard every day, try to get better, and we just got to develop it to come together as a team and try to win games.
Number 11's retired. What number are you going to wear next year in Washington?
I don't know yet. I got to figure that out.
All right. Hey, Heather Cox, speaking of important numbers, he was a 3.5 GPA last semester, too. Over to you.
Yeah, very proud mama for many reasons, joined by Francis Pullian. Francis, John admitted to me that he struggled quite a bit when his dad passed away when he was a young boy. How did you use basketball to keep him focused and get him to this point?
I told him he had to get his attitude together and get straight, or you won't be playing ball.
Now, John yesterday said because of all the sacrifices that you've made, he wanted to do something special for you. So when he signed his shoe deal, he bought you a house. But tonight takes it to a whole new level. How are you able to wrap your arms around the way that your family's life is about to change?
I don't know how to say thank you.
Certainly a very emotional day, and happy belated birthday to you. You celebrated your birthday on Monday, and guys, she got to pick out John's suit as a present. Thanks, Francis.
With the second pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Evan Turner from Ohio State University.
He was the Wooden Award winner as a National Player of the Year, the Naismith Award winner as the National Player of the Year, the Associated Press National Player of the Year. Evan Turner basically took home all the hardware.
Congratulations. With the third pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the New Jersey Nets select Derrick Favors of Georgia Tech.
The ACC Rookie of the Year this past season, 12 points, 8 rebounds a game, Derrick Favors. He won the National High School Player of the Year in 2009, McDonald's Parade All-American, from 1 year as National High School Player of the Year, and now he's shaking hands with the commissioner about to begin his NBA career.
With the fourth pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Wesley Johnson of Syracuse University.
Here's the beauty and the interesting thing about the NBA draft. Derrick Favors just went. He's 18 years old. Wesley Johnson, the pick immediately after Favors, will be 23 years old shortly, almost 5 years older.
With the fifth pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select Demarcus Cousins from the University of Kentucky.
Demarcus Cousins, the big fella out of Kentucky, 6'11", 292 pounds. He becomes the third freshman selected in the top 5 picks of the draft. You see his coach, John Calipari, and get used to Kentucky players being drafted, because so far it's 2 in the first 5. There are 3 others who could go in the first round. The All-American this year, 15 points, 10 rebounds a game. Jay Billis, you love his talent, don't you?
Amazing talent. I mean, he is the most talented, the most productive, and the most efficient big man in this draft. He is a load at 6'10 and a half, 292 pounds. He's got a wingspan at over 7'5", and he uses it.
And I'm happy to report no yelling whatsoever. 3rd consecutive year that Coach Calipari has had a player that you've coached drafted in the top 5, already 2 tonight. But as we've heard, there are some issues about Demarcus's, really his maturity and his work ethic. But nobody knows better than a coach. What is the truth around those red flags?
It's all unfounded. I mean, we had some back and forth because it was coming from me. He's a great young man. My wife, I know Miss Monica's crying right now, but so is my wife, because she thought he was her son. So he's a great young man. He's going to have a great future. And Sacramento now with Tyreek and Demarcus, it kind of gets scary out west.
Demarcus, you're wearing a little bit of purple. Did you know something was happening before the selection came out?
No, I didn't realize what was going on until I was at the table. And Coach Cal was like, you got on the purple shirt. You must know you was going to Sacramento. But no, I didn't realize it until just then.
Hey, we got you right here, right now. What's the biggest misconception that people in America have of Demarcus Cousins? What are you like?
I'm a kid that just likes to have fun.
You told me earlier that you went from 296 to 285 pounds from after the season to now. What do you say to people that think that your weight might be a little bit of a concern in the pros?
I mean, that's their opinion, but I'm going to continue to work hard, and I'm going to try to get better every day.
Congratulations. You look good rocking that purple, too.
Thank you.
Stu, back to you.
With the 6th pick in the 2010 draft, NBA draft, the Golden State Warriors select Epe Udoh from Baylor University. With the 7th pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Detroit Pistons select Greg Monroe from Georgetown University. With the 8th pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Los Angeles Clippers select Al-Farouq Aminu from Wake Forest University. With the 9th pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Utah Jazz select Gordon Hayward from Butler University.
The Horizon League Player of the Year, the star of the NCAA tournament in a losing effort in one of the best championship games we've ever seen, Gordon Hayward, going to the Utah Jazz, 15 points, 8 rebounds, led the team in both categories last season. Jay Billis, Gordon wasn't number 9 on your best player available list, was he?
No, actually, he was number 13, but he's a very skilled player that has an exceptional basketball IQ. He just, Stu, he knows how to play.
If you had told somebody that Gordon Hayward was going to the NBA when he was in 8th grade, they would have laughed at you. He was 5 feet 4.5 inches tall in 8th grade. 4 years later, by the time he left high school, he had grown to 6'8". He went to Butler, and he only turns out to be the highest player ever drafted out of Butler. Now he's hanging out with our man, Mark Jones.
Yes, Stu, you know, Gordon was telling me he was 5'11" as a freshman. At what point did this NBA dream become reality? When did you really think you had a chance to be in the league?
Well, it was sitting down with Coach Stevens, head coach at Butler, during my recruitment process, and he sat me down and he said, look, you have some potential. There's going to be a lot of challenges, but I think if you work hard, you can maybe play at the next level.
You told me when you worked out for the Utah Jazz, you had a chance to meet with their head coach, Jerry Sloan. What was that like?
It was great. I mean, you watch him growing up. He's been in the league for so many years, and a guy that's been doing what he's been doing for so long, it was, you know, awestruck at first. But they have such a great organization there, so I'm excited for sure.
Well, Gordon, pretty soon you won't have to share that minivan you were telling me
That's
about
right.
with
That's
your
right.
sister. Heather Cox standing by with a family member or two.
Indeed, the twin sister, Heather. Now, you guys know each other so well. In fact, when you guys were both 5, Gordon actually asked your dad to help him write down his goals. One of those, amazingly, was to play in the NBA. At what point did you know that Gordon was something special?
Probably when Gordon went to Butler. It was a dream come true first to go to Butler, and then this past NCAA tournament, it was just surreal, and we didn't know what to do, and I was like, wow, that's my brother. He's pretty awesome. So.
And you guys went to Butler together. In fact, you played tennis there. You guys grew up playing tennis against one another, very competitive. So between the two of you, who's the best athlete and who's the most competitive?
Gordon's the better athlete, but I think we're both competitive. Go play and both get mad, whoever loses. So we're both really competitive, but I'll give him the better athlete.
All right, but I've got to believe you've got some game. Congratulations. Stu?
With the 10th pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Indiana Pacers select Paul George of Fresno State University.
Paul George from Fresno State, 6'9", 214 pounds, almost 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 steals a game. He led the team in all those categories this past season. He originally signed with Pepperdine out of high school before a coaching change compelled him to transfer to Fresno State. What kind of player is he, Jay Billis?
You know, Stu, he's a little bit of a late bloomer. A guy who's 6'8", he's got a 6'11" wingspan, so he's long, he's very versatile. He's got all the tools. He's got a very good shooting stroke, he's got good quickness, he's got speed, and he's improved over the last year and a half. He's improved as a finisher.
Paul George, one scout reportedly said, in 5 years, you'll be the best player in this draft class. Why do you think he said that?
I mean, I just feel like I got a lot of potential to continue to grow. And, you know, I think just getting put in this system and this organization with Indiana, you know, I think the sky's the limit. And I really want to work to reach my full potential.
What does it feel like to have your father, who's never flown before, never even gotten on a plane before, get on a plane from Cali, fly to New York City for this big event for you?
He's probably over there laughing right now. Man, this means so much to me. You know,
how did he do on the flight?
He did all right. He did all right. You know, he said it wasn't that bad. He could see himself flying more.
Well, he might be following you around with the Indiana Pacers. And thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you.
Stu, back to you.
With the 18th pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Oklahoma City Thunder select Eric Bledsoe from the University of Kentucky. With the 19th pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Boston Celtics select Avery Bradley from the University of Texas.
With the 33rd pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Sacramento Kings select Hassan Whiteside from Marshall University. With the 35th pick in the 2010 NBA draft, the Washington Wizards select Nemanja Bjelica from Belgrade, Serbia. He last played for Red Star Belgrade.
It's been an emotional night. These are the last 5 selections, the last of which Lance Stevenson, the freshman guard from Cincinnati, the Big East Rookie of the Year. Jay Billis's nickname is Born Ready. Is he ready? Just thought I'd throw it out there. 11 times in the last 25 years, the #1 overall pick has been the NBA Rookie of the Year. But get this, guys, only twice since 1985 or 86 has a #1 overall pick won a championship with the team that drafted him, and it was the same team, the San Antonio Spurs, David Robinson and Tim Duncan. The selections have made, only time will tell whether or not the selections really amount to a whole lot in the NBA.